Hey, and welcome to Kingz in Konversation. I'm Enrique.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Mocha.
Trying
to drink that shit today.
I wasn't ready.
Slow down, damn it. Slow down. Shit.
We are talking about whatever is hot in our world, right?
Sometimes it's not. It's just a conversation.
Sometimes ain't shit. Shit ain't hot. Sometimes it ain't hot.
I'm just talking.
It's either hot or it's a hot mess.
Right. Right now it's a hot mess.
Our whole country right now is a hot mess. Okay, so I want to say this. You had an opportunity to go and vote. Did you get a chance to vote?
Yes.
Okay, I did not get a chance to vote. I am going to vote, but I did not get a chance to vote. I think it's so dope that you all got a chance to vote. How long did you have to wait in line?
I didn't.
Oh, that's right, because you were the first one there.
I set my alarm for 5 a.m.
Yes, you did.
I got to the voting post at 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
The security guard said, "Hey, come in, sit with me." I sat and talked to him around 6:18. The next set of people came.
Right.
Then they started to trickle in. When they started to open up the doors, he came and he grabbed me. He was like, "Hey," and he took me in.
Mm-hmm.
He took me in, but nobody else. No, he was like, "You wait right here. You going in first."
Okay.
And that's how. But yeah, it was really quick. They didn't open the polls till like 7:10.
Okay.
But I went in, and I will be very honest and transparent. That was my first time voting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because
you must be tired of 46 minus 1.
I am.
Okay.
I was one of those people that always said, okay, I'll go next time. And
right.
I kept saying that. And when it came to Obama, and I was going to go vote then, I was like, well, am I voting because he's black or am I voting? So I kind of straddled the fence.
Right.
So I didn't go. But this time, it's
hell yeah.
It's too much going on.
Right.
Get your ass up and
go vote.
Set that alarm and get up.
You know it's bad because we got Republicans who are actually voting Democrat in this particular election.
Yes.
And I just think that's awesome. How long did you have to wait?
It wasn't long at all. I caught a lift. $15.
Okay.
There and back. I spent $30 to go vote.
Yes.
Yeah. And I went and it was in and out. There was no line. When I went, there was maybe 3 people. And there was like maybe 6 or 8 setups there. So it's like maybe 3 people in there. I went in. Yeah. But I wasn't even there maybe 10 minutes.
I was scared.
Maybe.
Because when you sent us a message
in and out.
at 6 o'clock, he was like, I'm going about. I said, oh, God.
Right. I was wondering. I'm like, I don't even think he's going to make it.
Yeah.
I made it. Because it's the place, the school, the elementary school is right around the corner from where I live. So yeah, it was around 6 something when I went.
But there were so many areas with polls down.
Right. And that's the point that I wanted to bring up. I know this is not in our notes for today, but I just wanted to say that here in Georgia, particularly in Atlanta, that we were finding where a lot of times the polls were actually not working. And I remember there was a video that was released of a woman saying, oh, there's a guy coming from 17 miles away to come and fix it. And these are the things that we need to make sure are taken care of by time November comes, because we don't need the bullshit.
No.
So since I know I'm going to vote in November, this is what I'm doing. The day that it's time for voting, I'm taking a lawn chair.
Oh, I had a lawn chair.
I'm taking food and I'm taking something to drink. Because I am not, once I get in line, that's it.
Right.
And if you got to fix them, I don't care if it takes you 10 hours to fix those polls, I'm going to cast my vote.
You know that's bullshit, though, right?
Right, exactly. Come on now.
That's just crazy. Anybody out there that's watching, if you're going to vote in November and you think you may have to stand in line, get the lawn chair that comes in the bag.
Exactly.
You can throw it over your shoulder.
Exactly.
I packed all of that.
Yes.
I had it all with me. And when I got there and saw that I didn't need it, I left it in the car. But I had it. I had sandwiches. I'm so serious. Because in my mind, I'm thinking concert camp out. And I need to get here because I'm not leaving. And I know I'm going to get hungry. And I know I'm going to want to sit my black ass down.
Right.
So I brought all that with me. So I'm saying that to say, they're not going to stop you from
and make sure your cell phone is charged.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I had my cell phone, my old cell phone, and my tablet, and my extra battery. But no, I was ready because I did not know what I was going to be up against, but I wanted to make sure I had every vice and everything I needed because no excuses was going to stop me from voting. Nothing.
Right.
So listen, let's talk about this, fellas. I don't even really want to bring up this person's name, but for the sake of a conversation, because I feel so strongly about this in so many different ways, is Candace Owens.
Oh, that made my ears bleed.
Who I believe is an embarrassment to black people. I'm sorry, and I don't...
She's not the only one.
And let me say this.
But
I've been an embarrassment to people before too, so I get it. So I have the right to say it. So, is she the new Omarosa?
Well, I won't say that she's the new Omarosa because I still feel that Omarosa is Omarosa.
You think so?
I do. Even though after and what's so dumb about Candace is if she watched what happened with Omarosa, you were the token. So
you are. Yes, you are.
Until you became the regular.
Exactly.
So how is it that Candace isn't seeing that? And when I sent you that, it was funny because somebody sent it to me.
Yes.
And it was a post that Candace had help from the NAACP
years ago
because some white guys were attacking her for being black. Now it's funny because when I was walking my dog this morning, I was thinking maybe she became anti-black because of the things that the white guys were spewing at her. She said, well, let me get on their side. Maybe they'll and that's probably what her mindset was.
Right.
But not only that, she's getting a check from all of this.
Exactly.
So in her mind, she ain't saying black or white. She's saying green.
You know what? Now, this is what I did do. I went into her Instagram page and became even more disgusted. But one of the things she said when she took a picture with her white husband and Trump, she said, the only person who I love more than the person on my right is the person on my left. Trump was on her right and her white husband was on the left. Now, don't think I got anything against white people. Bitch. Anybody who knows me, y'all know my mama mixed. So I couldn't believe the way that, like, she's so being bought. Like, it's so evident. And let me say this about Omarosa. Omarosa, we know that you're a first lady now and you're doing your thing. I am all for it. Stay where you are. We know you don't care for Trump. We know you did it for a check too. Okay, it is what it is.
But he showed his true colors.
And that's what I don't understand about Candace. If he did it to Omarosa, you don't think he's not going to let you in?
No, because you're still, first and foremost, you're a woman.
A woman, period.
A black woman.
He's a chauvinist.
And you're not even that pretty. So at the end of the day, like, I could see if you were abused. Like if you were exact, then
she
maybe.
Can't even ride on that.
But girl, did you see her Playboy picture?
Did you see it?
I said no. Mm-mm.
I really.
You don't even give off white. You haven't even bleached your skin enough. You haven't even blonded your hair enough. You haven't even done what a lot of black people who want to be white do to be accepted. Like at the end, like I'm sorry.
Yeah,
no,
you're real mad about that.
I pissed. You know why? Because at the end of the day, when I hear the things that she says against Black Lives Matter. When I hear how the country right now is honoring George Floyd,
and she said about
and she gets on there talking about how he was a criminal.
Shit that he did
a whole lot of people are criminal. I guarantee that you ran a red light. I guarantee that you speeded. You're a criminal. And speaking of from somebody who's been to jail, one of the things that they taught me while I was in jail is that everybody commits a crime. So you don't have a place to judge anybody. So yeah, I'm mad at her ass because why are you going to bring down George Floyd? Let's honor this man.
Well, not just bring him down, bring down the black race in its entirety. Because when it boils down to it, you're still black, regardless of what you want to be.
Period.
She just reminds me of that bitter black girl.
She does.
You know, that got her heart broken.
By a black dude. Yup. Mm-hmm.
And now she just acting a fool.
So somebody commented on her, and this was so good. Somebody commented on her Instagram and said she's probably never even been with a black man. So then she responded and she said, actually, she's like, I've been with 3 black men. See? I've been with a Japanese man, I think another race. And she said, so her type was smart. Then she came back for the dude and said, but I bet you not my type. I am smart. I'm in school to get my PhD. And I can tell you, you are definitely not my type at all. Well, I mean, I'm pansexual, so that's a whole other story. Right. But at the end of the day, I don't care for you. You're not my cup of tea, and I just want to know how y'all felt about that.
I do want to say this because I want to always be fair in our thinking. Everyone is entitled to think the way they want to think.
Right.
And Candace, if you're watching this,
which she will,
I'm sure. We are letting you know how we feel. There's nothing wrong with the way you think because that's what you feel is good for your life. But I do want you to understand when it comes down to it.
Baby, that ain't gonna change.
When it comes down to it, you cannot change that. That is not going to change. And regardless of how many people side with you or you think
are siding with you,
do something wrong.
Exactly. Mess up one
That's all
time.
it takes.
And I'm telling you now, when she messes up, we're going to do her just like we did Omarosa. We don't want you back. And I'm just being honest. Now, of course, there are some people who still love Omarosa. I still love Omarosa. But I'm just saying, like, we don't want you back. So it is what it is. Until you give us a public apology for coming against Black Lives Matter and come against George Floyd, I don't got nothing to say.
I'm still not accepting.
Yeah, that ain't
because
happening.
that apology at that time is empathy. She just wants us to empathize.
Yeah. Let me in.
No.
Oh, speaking of Candace Owens, what do you all feel about Black Trump supporters?
I don't know any.
I do.
I just told.
I don't know.
I literally just told Mocha. I may get a little teary eyed. On yesterday, I have a best friend who has been my best friend since we were 3. Mm-hmm. I am now pushing 48. Mm-hmm. So you don't
look 48.
We've been best friends for over 45 years. Mm-hmm. And he's a Trump supporter.
Oh God.
And it came out.
He lives here in Atlanta?
He lives in Atlanta.
Oh, God.
It came out.
Is he gay?
He is.
Oh, God.
And he's darker than Mocha.
He black?
He's darker than Mocha.
Oh, God.
What do you mean, oh, God?
Really? No, I'm talking about for him being a Trump supporter. No, anybody who knows me know that I am team dark skin all the way.
I was about to say.
Talking about, house
okay.
are different than field.
Yeah.
Michael Hurd happens to like field, right?
But he tried to.
Right.
He said, y'all are all for the Democrats.
Right, okay.
And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, you're trying to push your views on me to make me think the way that you think and think that Democrats know it all and they have all the answers. I said, I never said that.
Right.
All I'm saying is that, and again, there are good apples and bad apples in every group.
Right.
I don't want 46 minus 1 in office.
Period.
I'm not saying that Democrats have all the answers.
They don't.
Because there are some Republicans who do have good reform and good points for us as a people.
Yes.
So it goes, that's just life.
I agree.
That's just life. You have to take two entities to bring them together. That's why there's a yin and yang.
I agree.
But when he said it, I left his house and I kid y'all not, I got in my car and I had to decompose because I was hurt.
Wow,
I almost cried because I'm like, this has been my best friend forever. Like, that was my world. And for us to be at odds about Democrats and Republicans and it shook and shattered me.
I totally agree with you on that. First of all, I'm an independent. Okay, when it comes to a political party, I'm an independent because I do think that Republicans have some amazing ideas. I like the fact that they want the country to pull each person, pull your own self up by your bootstraps. I like that. I think everybody should work. If you know me, everybody know I got a bunch of jobs, right? So but I love that about them. But I also understand the Democratic point of view at the same time that we all have to work together to help each other. So I'm what you would consider an independent, like Candace Owens says she is. But at the end of the day, I don't want I know.
Right.
You know what I think I really like her, but I just really want her to get it together. That's what I think because really when you are angry with someone, it's because you really like them. And I love it's something so sexy about an educated black woman. But when you educate, baby, I will be straight all the way and monogamous to be with Michelle.
To be with Michelle? Wow.
She's a queen.
And for those of y'all that don't know, everything you just said, that's a lie.
That's a lie. That's what I'm saying. You willing to let monogamous? You willing to let all that go? Wow.
With Michelle?
Well, she the girl.
Okay, I'm probably over exaggerating
the monogamy part.
Hey!
And the straight.
Yeah.
I would still be pansexual. I'd be like, Michelle, you see his ass? That ass is right. No. But I think I really do like her. But the thing is that I don't like to see people who are educated make dumb decisions for money.
Right.
Now, people can judge me because you all know I'm an OnlyFans guy. That's no secret. And people may say, well, you're being stupid because you're doing things for money as well. But when it comes to selling out your race, and to me, that's just different than me doing something I've already been doing for years for free.
For free? Shit.
So
shit, you can go bang for the buck.
Let the Lord use you. So I think at the end of the day, that's what my problem is in that particular situation. So yeah. All right.
And it's funny because I that's the same thing I said. I listened to her interviews and I'm like, oh gosh, she's so articulate. She's so smart. She's so well versed. Why can't she just get it? If you just admit, I'm black, I understand it, I get it, and I'm just, if you can admit all of the things about that and then say, but these are my views, this is this and this, I would say, okay, I can rap with you. I would respect you.
I agree.
But I do hate the fact that she did try to tear him down at the pinnacle point of us having a
celebration
movement.
of his life. Right, the protesting.
But I do agree with her that he should not have become the face.
Or the hero.
I do agree with that because there are so many other people who could have been, but I don't feel like it needed a face. It doesn't need a face.
But I think you're right when you said he was the straw that broke the camel's back.
And that's why he became the face. I
Exactly.
Get that. And the guy with the interview that I sent you guys, and he said, well, you blacks were so strategic in picking Rosa Parks. I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, that was
he
some
really
mess.
said that out his mouth.
That was some mess.
You talking about that interview?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That interviewer was an.
Right.
I did not like him at all.
And for you to even compare, we're living in a completely different day and time. And from somebody who has been to jail, who has made some mistakes, who have done some things, and I had to rebuild my life. At the end of the day, everybody's able to make a turn. Everybody is able to do things better. Everybody is able to go to another level. And I think we should celebrate the fact that this man was actually turning his life around. But I really want to talk about something a little bit better because I'm so tired of...
Well, you brought it up.
The country brought it up.
You know I don't like talking about political
So we are in the month of June, and it is Pride Month, baby! Now...
Oh, you know what it means.
Child,
you know what it means.
You married out in the suburbs, so it may not be the same for you.
You ain't always been married.
Down.
He know what it means.
Exactly.
I am human.
And even, which I love your shirt, by the way. And you're dressed very, very, very nice. You're showing skin and everything. Yes. Yeah, and then, of course, I'm representing my cabin trip. So if you hear about my cabin trips, you want to be a part.
Oh,
but
Lord. Go ahead.
They're everything. But I want to say this. What I'm the most hurt about is because we don't really get a chance to celebrate Pride this year like we normally would because of COVID.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop us from having Pride. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Well, I think you should have Pride every day.
I agree with you, but June was set aside for us LGBT
celebrate
Q++ people because they don't put the P in there for pansexual, so I say plus. So that we can, just like Black History Month, so that we can have conversations. We can bring things up. We can talk about it.
Now, the funny thing is, since we are in the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yes.
And we're discussing Pride. Do you think that we should become more unified with Pride? Because you have to think, look at me burping.
That's all right, go ahead.
You have to think that, as we discussed on the way over, we're being separated. We are. Blacks, gays. So now we have gay pride, and we're separating blacks and whites.
Right.
Do you think that it needs to be more unified to where there's just one pride?
You know what? I just told Mocha this before we started filming. I said, I feel like we're in 3 struggles, 3 wars.
Oh, it's more than 3.
I feel like we're in a battle against Corona, right? COVID-19. We're in a battle for Black Lives Matter. And then we're in a battle for LGBTQ++ individuals. I think that until we have the conversation within the Black community about how all Black lives matter
inclusively,
it stops us from really being able to make the statement in full strength of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Y'all get what I'm saying?
You know the straight people and the gays are at war right now.
Right, because of that. Right.
You know, they're thinking that, you know, we have a whole different struggle.
And,
as gay men.
We do, but we're still black.
Gay black men. That's what you meant.
Right.
That's gay black men.
He's
saying that it's a different struggle because you have the heterosexual black men who are now separating the gay black men, and you have the gay black men who want to be separate, or the gay or the trans community that wants to be separate from that, because they feel that they've been treated in a certain way,
and they have.
But I'm sure I'm going to get ridiculed for this. I'm sure people.
We don't give a Say what you need to say. We got you.
Or whatever. I want people to tackle one thing at a time.
Yeah.
The main issue when it boils down to it is the hue of our skin.
That's right.
That is the main battle.
Period.
Let's get past that first.
I agree.
And then deal with the other struggles. Because those aren't battles, those are struggles. Mm-hmm. And that's what people are not understanding. So stop thinking that you're fighting for something. You're fighting for our black rights.
Right.
That's something different from the struggles of being treated equally as a heterosexual, homosexual guy.
You know, God just dropped something in my spirit. I think one of the things that we have to understand within the black community, like you were just saying, how we have to pick a battle, right? And right now, one of the reasons why so many straight black men struggle with the LGBTQ plus community is because white people gave us their white Jesus, who said we can't. Well, Jesus, first of all, Jesus didn't say this. They took a couple scriptures out of context, and then homosexuality has become a sin. Right? Because of a lack of education, a lack of study. People have just believed what white people have told us. And I'm sorry, this is what it comes down to. Because in Africa, when we were there, we had a whole different belief system. We didn't believe in white Jesus. We had a whole different type of faith. And so a lot of times white people who gave us their white Jesus want us to be grateful and celebrate the fact that, oh my God, you know, you all were chosen to embrace white Jesus. No, we had a completely different child, but this is how they want us to believe.
After stealing us from our
and raping us.
And bringing us. And then telling us to go back where we came from, but y'all brought us here.
That's my point. So when we talk about the struggle between black people, when it comes to the straight community and the gay community, that comes from their white Jesus. Do y'all get what I'm saying?
And because of that, the black race is completely wired wrong.
Exactly.
We are so f***ed up. That's why it's so many divisions within
us.
Our black. We so f***ed up from that. And everybody wants to blame the problem, but they don't want to blame who caused the fucking problem.
Exactly. So that's why when I say things like, at the end of the day, these problems that we're having, we didn't come here with these problems. These were problems that were put on us.
Embedded.
And now that we have been given the opportunity to be educated, and we have been given the opportunity to expand, one of the reasons why we are separated is because of religious beliefs. Mm-hmm. And it's going to take pastors who are willing to lose money to preach truth. And I'm going to take a moment to say this. Thank you, Bishop O.C. Allen, for being one of the people who did not conform to the bullshit of what religion teaches us, so that we will be able to understand that even as LGBTQ plus people, we're still accepted.
Mm-hmm. Let me help you out. So as I said in the other episode, my father is the bishop. The one thing that he did for me and my friends growing up is he did a separate Bible study for my LGBTQIA plus friends to help us to understand the Bible, and he kept us separate because he knew that
people would judge us.
Right. Mm-hmm. If you ever, and we have an actual 2-part series on YouTube, Father and Son, Unconditional Love, to where he and I talk about our relationships and how other preachers have told him that he should condone me.
Condemn you, right?
I'm not saying condemn.
No, you're right. You've been drinking. That ain't got nothing to do with that. Condemn me. I was getting condemn me for being gay, and he tells them all the time, and like even when we talk every day, he says, "I love you." Right.
And I tell them, "That's my son. I love him. I brought him into this world."
Exactly.
If he's making a mistake, that's his mistake.
Yeah.
All I can do is love my child and teach him what I know. Wow. So I applaud you for that, because he is one of those preachers that he has a come as you are church.
Yes.
If you want to come in your gym, it doesn't matter, because if you're coming to get the word, your appearance
that's what matters.
Does not matter.
And my mom is a pastor, as you all know, and I can't believe the place that she and I are in now. Now I don't know what happened.
That's my story too.
I don't know when Jesus, no, for real, I'm talking about the real Jesus, the woolly hair, God, the Spirit, when he actually really touched her. But for years, me and her were separated because of the simple fact that religion said that I was an outcast. I'm going to hell.
Same with me and my mom.
And that is the struggle we're seeing. How
it was the
was
same
your
thing with
experience?
me and my mom. Me and my mom didn't speak for 7 years. after I came out because and she's a minister.
Yeah.
Because of that whole religious thing.
Yeah.
You know, of thinking that we were wrong, and we were going to hell, and that we were perverted, and all of these other, unnatural things.
And where did all this come from? White people who gave us their white Jesus and their white Bible. Y'all get what I'm saying? We already had our own religion and our own spirituality set up over in Africa that did not conform to this New England type of this New England type of faith that would put us in bondage. That's why one of the movies I love the most is called 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it.
And it shows how white people used to use the Bible to control us.
Yeah, and to justify the shit that they did.
So these are the same white people that molest little boys.
Same white people that would rape our women and would have bisexual babies.
Same white men that would rape our men.
And would rape our men.
Would rape our men to emasculate.
Do you know that back in slavery time, white men used to get drunk and make black men who were straight have sex with each other or threaten to kill them?
Yeah.
Like, when are we going to talk about this, America?
They don't want to talk about it.
Nobody wants to. Exactly. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Under the rug.
Exactly. So, this is Pride Month, and for all of us who are going to celebrate Pride, I am excited about Pride Month. I look forward to having a great Pride Month and celebrating my pansexuality to the fullest.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What is a pansexual? Is someone that is attracted to different genders. You're more attracted to their inner beauty. Is that how it works? Like, how does that work?
So for me, I have like this. Our producers are laughing. I have an attraction to people more on a spiritual energy type of level. Okay. So you can be a man, a woman, a trans man, or a trans woman. If I'm attracted to you, if the energy's good, you can get it.
Well, I'm hetero homosexual. I only like men.
Wait a minute, hold on. You're a hetero homosexual.
Yeah, that's my own category. I only like men.
Okay.
But no, Pride.
Yes.
The funny thing about Pride is that, and again, we talk about separation. I think that people, if they're going to celebrate Pride Month, they need to celebrate it in its entirety.
I agree.
The problem that we're having is the separation and the division. Everybody.
Do you think there's separation and division between the LGBTQ+?
Of course,
I agree too.
But the thing is, and again, as I said on the other show, is that everybody has to understand that my walk isn't your walk. My struggle isn't your struggle. My fight isn't your fight. So love a person for who they are. Meet them where they are. Stop feeling like they have to think and be what you want them to be or be like you.
I agree.
Why do you
Newsflash, you're not perfect.
Exactly.
You might think you are, but you're not.
What are you going to say?
So the separation of prides came from the whole racism between black gays and white gays, right?
So I'll say that.
Because there is racism.
Because there's definitely racism.
Gays
of course
and
it is, because they're still black and white. So
right,
of course.
Right.
Yeah, but
when we talk about like how some gay people look down on trans people, can I be honest? I used to be one. I never understood.
Used to look down on trans?
Really?
Down.
I used to look down on trans and drag.
Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
Because you fear.
When I first came out, when I was younger.
Exactly. You fear what you don't understand.
I didn't understand.
And I'm going to tell y'all how God fixed that shit. Because God will fix your shit. Do you hear me? During prayer, Raquel Henry got up to do prayer. I remember that day. Her hair was on fleek. Her nails was on fleek. Her makeup was on. Everything was just perfect.
Everything. I thought she was
let me tell you something. She got up there and ministered and prayed.
Oh, yeah.
Tears was in my eyes. My hands was raised. And then I remember they were helping her off the stage. Bobby Thomas helped her off the stage. And God spoke to me in that moment and said, and she's trans.
Wow.
And that changed my whole entire look. Because before then, I was afraid. I didn't get it. I was like, why would you want to be something that you're not? Or why would you were born a man? I used to have those same type of feelings.
But see, this is the thing. And, of course, I'm not
Let's educate the people. Yes, go ahead.
This is the thing. You just said something that was an oxymoron.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to be something that you're not? You're supposed to be a straight man.
Exactly.
To society.
Exactly.
So for you to condone someone for making a decision for their life, that wasn't Right.
Exactly.
But I know you see it now, but that's the thing that people don't understand. And that's why I say everybody always wants to judge people based on what they believe instead of just accepting a person for what they are.
I agree. You know when I changed? I changed when that happened, and then I started educating myself. And then I realized that to be a trans person, you have to be so brave.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man, it takes...
You have to be, like, you go through
so
much.
Give me the wine.
Brave, strength, and power.
Let me pour it for you. Let me pour it.
Through
like, you have
to
be, yes, you have to be brave. Okay. You have to deal with so much rejection. And so, like,
it's a lot.
Me as a pansexual man, back then I just thought I was gay. But I could still pass. You get what I'm saying? I could walk in the mall and still just be who I am and it'd be whatever. But trans people don't get that.
These girls have to wake up every day and put their armor on.
And
put their brave face on. Put their gear on. And walk out that door and face a cruel ass world.
And Raquel Henry, I will always love you for that.
Straight people and gay people.
I agree.
Well,
white people and black people. Like they're getting it
from every corner.
I'm going to touch on two. Well,
go ahead.
One topic, but I do want to take the time to represent I Am Human, which is a brand by my trans brother Alejandro Santiago.
Yes.
And
can we find him on Instagram?
You can, Alejandro Santiago, and I will probably put it in.
Yes.
But he started this brand because of him being trans and wanting people to understand that regardless, he is still human.
Yes.
When you get to the core, it is still human.
Yes.
Now, something I said I would not discuss on camera.
Okay. Oh, we about to have the conversation. Yes. Go ahead. Where's my wine? Okay, I'm ready.
So, the person that you see sitting before you right now isn't who I always was.
Okay.
At the age of 13, growing up with a low self-esteem, I started to do female impersonation.
Female impersonation,
which is drag.
Right, okay.
And by the age of 18, I felt that I wanted to be a woman.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, I started to do the research to dabble into the life of becoming a woman. And as I told you guys before, I weighed the pros and cons of being a man and being a woman, and that's why I'm sitting before you today.
Wow.
Not transformed.
So would you ever say that you were transgender?
I can't say that I was transgender because, well, I just never identified myself as that, but I would only go out in drag. I would never go out as a guy because of my self-esteem.
Oh my, I have so many questions. Go ahead.
What made you want to be a woman at 18? Like,
well, it was 13, actually.
So did you feel like you were a girl on the inside, or did you want to be a woman because you hated who you were as a guy?
Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh.
No, it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
When you look in the mirror and you see this image,
right,
and you're not satisfied with that image, so you want to recreate.
What made you unsatisfied though with that image? Because you're a beautiful man. So what made you not be satisfied?
Well, at the age of 13 and having bushy eyebrows, because my hair is so thick and black because I have Native American history. Shut up. My eyebrows were
everybody
growing.
Indian.
Right. I had some Indian in me. But my eyebrows were really, really bushy and everything. And again, growing up, you don't understand that there are certain things that you can do, and kids can be so cruel.
Right.
So when I'm looking in the mirror, not to mention, I got burned over my entire face.
Oh.
When I was 1 year old.
Oh my God.
I was 1 year old. So every time I looked in the mirror, I would see Freddy Krueger.
Oh my God.
When the movie came out, I said, "Oh my, that's what I look like."
You're trying to make me cry.
Oh, I'm so serious.
Oh my God.
I'm so serious. So, regardless of people telling me you look nice, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
So the drag part came about because you get the makeup.
You get the makeup.
And you cover up everything that you want to cover. All the imperfections.
Create the beauty that you want to create.
You create it. You make the person that you want to be. And I think that was the driving factor. So again, I didn't identify with being trans because at the time that word wasn't really floating around.
Yes. Because it's only been the last 5 years that we
But I did literally live my life as a woman. You would never, ever, ever see this entity because I didn't want you to be able to judge this person. And
So what made you decide that I don't want to be a woman?
Right, I'm okay with me.
I'm okay with.
Did you go to because you know I'm a counselor, so I'm big on therapy.
That was no therapy.
So because you never went to therapy, how did you? Well, your father's a pastor, so how did you deal with it?
Well, The good thing about my life, thank you, Jesus, is that I have a very supportive family.
Yeah.
Father and mother, father's side, mother's side.
Okay.
And that's just everybody, cousins. Like, nobody ever shunned me. Nobody ever talked about me. Nobody ever put me down. None of that. Everybody has always been supportive. My aunts came to my shows. My mother came to my show when I won girl pageants. It's out. I love it. It's always been a support system.
Shout out to your parents.
Right.
The good thing is, my friends were able to even come to my house to get engaged. Like my mom, she was very, very open, and she's.
Wait a minute. So, are you telling me that you had the Gabrielle Union, Dwayne Wade type story even before they did it?
Kinda. They didn't
come through, parents.
No, they didn't push me to say go ahead and do it, but they were supportive. Right. And the main reason, and I'm sure this is why Dwayne Wade and Gabriella are so supportive, is because Zaya is so intelligent.
Yes. Yeah.
And I graduated salutatorian, 3.9 GPA.
Wow.
Never missed a day of school, and I went out Thursday through Sunday doing drag shows.
And you never missed a day of school?
Never missed a day in school. Got up and went to school after getting in the house at 2 a.m. from doing a drag show.
Wow.
My father did not approve of that part because of me being underage. But my mother, her brother, my first gay parent, was my biological uncle. He was at the club, so he, kept me and my friends.
Right.
And he shielded us, but she told him, as long as he never missed a day of school, I'm good.
See?
Man, that is,
and I still...
That is so amazing.
Yeah. Oh but I made the decision to stay who I am because it just made more sense.
Wow.
It made more sense. And
you had to do what's best for you at the end of the day. And even for people who go through with the surgery.
Do you think that, and this is just an opinion now, do you think that's why a lot of people become trans?
Well,
even though they say...
I'm going to make a general consensus. And again, in the comments, you guys, if you are watching this and you're trans, you can comment. I feel that a lot of people become trans because they want to be the person that they feel they are on the inside. And some of them do it for the attention. As I said before.
Okay.
When I would go to the club,
seems like it's trending. Like
when I would go to the club as a girl,
especially now,
and I would walk in, all the attention would be on me. But getting older, and I started to go as a guy, it's like, oh, you're just another.
There's another dude. Right.
So that attention is
man,
especially
if you struggle with low self-esteem at some point. But let me say this: you had to do what was best for you. At the end of the day, when you went through your process, you decided living my life as a man is right for you. And
and the fact that my oldest son had been born. I'm adding all these layers.
Right.
But he had been born. And my thought process was, I gotta think outside of myself.
Right.
Do I want?
Because now you have children.
Do I want this kid to go through this ridicule? Do I want this kid to grow up trying to figure out which is his mom? It was a whole process.
So you did what was best for you. There's a young lady in Baltimore, Maryland. Her name is Monroe. And she actually went through the whole entire surgery, went through the whole entire process. And I'm going to give a shout out to you, Monroe, because her Instagram is lit with so much inspiration and so much positivity and empowerment. And to see someone have to go through, because just the journey from going from drag queen or female impersonator to becoming physically a female, that's a process mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially.
But guess what? To add to that, even so, after this is all done, she still has to deal with telling the guys that she meets.
Wow.
Because there's still a layer. Because when you meet a guy and you don't want him to know because you think you may lose him.
You gotta be so brave.
You do. It takes a lot of strength.
Wow.
Things that I knew I couldn't deal with.
Well, listen, everybody. We hope that you have enjoyed this conversation. We were not expecting this. This did not go the way our notes went. This was actually supposed to be talked about in episodes down the road. But I love when the spirit takes over.
Right.
And when you feel a certain thing, you have to move it. Before we go, we want to make sure that you understand that we do something called Lunch on Us. So all you got to do is go to our Instagram page. Make sure that you drop your Cash App, but you got to follow us too. And we will make sure that we're going to pick one person every week, and we're going to make sure that we send you money to go to lunch. Now, if you use that money for your bills, that's on you. Well, if you use it to go out, hey, whatever, it's on you.
Eating is a bill.
Eating is a bill.
Eating is a bill. Yes, sir.
But listen, we appreciate you watching us today. Thank you so much for joining us with this conversation. Make sure you comment below. Make sure you like this video, share this video, and we love to hear from you. Follow us on all social media. All right, everybody? We appreciate you. We'll talk to you later. Bye.